overlay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to BSTV. There was no technical glitch there at all with me not turning my overlay off, and Wobbly didn't remind me. That never happened. We'll edit that out. This is season 11 of BSTV TCR Challenge. This is rounds 3 and 4. Again, my commentary overlay has not happened for whatever reason. Even if I press the button, I bet it doesn't do it. So let's just do that. Yeah, let's see what happens. It reloads. Oh no, it doesn't work again. So I'm Princess Pete, and I'm in the booth with Wobbly, the wobbliest of kneecaps, Wobbly Kneecaps. Good evening.
Good evening, Pete.
We are at Road Atlanta. It is normally known as the Pork Chop. You may have seen this track with a bone to the left-hand side and slightly north of the picture that you're looking at. This is the short version, and it's a hectic roller coaster ride of a track. Wobbly's never driven it before, so he says, and that means he's never been a rookie. Because as everybody else knows, you hit MX-5s and all sorts of other beginner cars in iRacing, as you'd expect. But you've never driven this at all, no?
Yeah. No, I did like 20 laps on Monday just to see how the track was, but I never drove it. No.
Weird.
I don't know. It's just, the thing is, if you're like really talented,
oh, here we go.
They say basically, I got like this email, and it said, well, you can skip rookie class and you can go straight to A class, and well, that's what happened.
Is that right? Okay, yeah. Nobody believes you. Anyway, at the minute, Spencer McCarthy is top of the pile. We're not going to talk about anybody else yet because they've still got, 10 minutes or so to go. I'm going to try pressing the following button. So I'm going to go to this button and I'm going to go to this. And I'm going to see what happens. That's driver in the meeting, so that didn't work. I need a different thing now. What happens if I press?
I mean, I could tell you who the driver of the meeting is.
This one?
Roger got the most. Yeah, Roger got the most votes.
Yeah, Roger's got like 2 whole votes, right?
Yeah, he got the only votes because we're the only ones in the booth.
See, I thought I'd mastered this, right? So I thought I'd got the championship all loaded up and everything. I thought I was absolutely mint, and apparently not. So that's not worked out at all well, apart from to embarrass me a bit further. So, I'm going to go back to this and this, and a bit of this, while I figure out how that didn't work.
But we can go through the standings like a little bit.
Alright, you go through the standings, I'm going to try and find out how they work. So, go on.
Yeah, so last time on top, Spencer McCarthy, at least at the first position in the championship right now, Spencer McCarthy, 144 points. Behind him, Sam Bleach with 138. Behind him, Steven, Matt Elmore, and then obviously the points just go down. 5th is Gary Gregg. Gary, I'm struggling with his name because it's so weird. 6th is JP DeJu. 7th, Carl Hardy. 8th, Jason Morris. 9th, Chris Needham. 10th, David Ayers. Ayers, sorry. 11th, Roger Martin. 12th, Matt Flannery. 13th, Simon Trendle. He's gonna move up today. 14th, Jason Haddington. 15th, Andrew Littler, and then a bunch of guys who didn't drive before, including myself, because I was planning on doing this, but then Alan had to break his shoulder.
Okay. That's pretty much a summary of everything, because we are still at the start of the season. Everybody can still win this. I'm still trying to figure out how this champion... I am so convinced that I've uploaded these championship standings and I should be able to display them. So I'm going to have to try that again next time. We've got 17 cars in this time because we've got Scott Malcolm has joined us. He used to race with us in previous seasons of this series.
Isn't he from Scotland?
Nobody knows because nobody can understand him. We've asked him a few times and he's just he has answered, to be fair to him, but we don't know what he said. So we're going to go with yes. I've got a few issues with paint today as well. And I don't really know why, because Sam Blease was working earlier and Spencer wasn't, and now it's the other way round. So we're going to go on board with Spencer. He's the fastest car on track at the minute by 0.1 of a second over Stephen Walker, actually. I'll try and fix the paints as I go through. So you go, this is, you're in turn 3 at the minute. There's a little chicane at the top of the hill. It's very hard to navigate through this S section here. Where you would normally go left, we now go right and avoid that Chimera car. And we go up and over the brow of this hill. You stay pretty much on the gas all the time. You had to do a little lift. He could have kept in it but for that Chimera car. Down through here into what would have been turn 13 at one time. It's turn 6 on this track. Hold it onto the inside for this little chicane section. Up and over the brow of this hill where your car goes light. And in a rear-wheel drive car, it's absolutely a beast to control. In a front-wheel drive car, it's a little bit easier. But in a front-wheel drive car, you wash out at the last turn there and end up on the grass. We will see someone on the grass on the left tonight, won't we, Wobbly?
Definitely will, definitely. To be honest, the track felt quite easy to drive. But then
again, you did practice laps, didn't you?
Yeah, I did practice laps on Monday just to see, because normally I would just not have a clue about the track and just I probably have driven it before or anything else. But this one I haven't, so I was like, well, I'm gonna be in the booth. Let's do like 20 laps and we'll see. So I can at least tell, like on the long right hand where you usually go left, that there's like a little bit of camber on the inside on the right, and if you hit that, you can almost go through it full throttle. You have to lift up a little bit, but if you hit that camber, you can go really, really fast through that. But if you miss that camber, you're gonna keep washing out to the outside, and you don't want to lift. And then again, you got like the weird oversteery thing which you have with the front wheel car drive.
Yeah.
It's to be honest, it's you have to have balls of steel to go through that really quick.
Yeah, it's definitely a confidence thing, isn't it? To drive this track at very high speed. It's something that a lot of people have struggled with over the years. Where are you going to see all the crashes? You're going to see all the crashes at turn 3 and 4, which is that chicane at the top of the hill. You're going to see people running out wide on the last turn. It's going to be a bit of a roller coaster either way, isn't it, tonight?
The first lap, especially with the standing starts, we have 2 starts with we got the sprint.
That's the question I was going to ask you. Have you done a standing start yet?
I did a standing start on a couple of ones on Brazil with the guys, and it's a good thing that I'm not on the grid. Otherwise, everyone else would have been laughing at me because I'm so shit at it.
I do that anyway, but yeah, that's for a different reason, I think. But yeah, let's see. I'm just trying to sort out paints very quickly. I'm hoping that the work that I'm doing now is going to be rewarded with something good. Do that.
But on the first lap, it's gonna be chaos because the normally you have like the rolling start where everybody spreads out a little bit. You go at tops, you go like 2.5 car wide for the first corner. But with the standing start, I'm not gonna be surprised if it's gonna be like 4 wide, and then you got like this pinching point heading to the second corner. Where we all want to cut that corner and don't want to hit the off track, but we do hit the off track.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be chaos in the sprint race. I think over the feature race it's gonna be fine.
Well, it's like we saw last time. It was a bit of a 40-minute sprint race, the second race. They just don't know how to slow down.
Oh my god!
What have you seen?
Road Atlanta is in Georgia.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look who's just taken the provisional pole.
Oh, Steven.
Yeah.
But I want to say, Joseph Stalin was born in Georgia. Hey.
That's the country, right?
No.
What?
Why are you pissing on this? Let me throw everyone.
Let you completely confuse nations worth of people into thinking that Joseph Stalin was born in Georgia, USA. Oh my very G. Oh my very G. Go on.
Georgia is the safest country to visit. Seventh safest country to visit. So it's in Georgia.
The country, not the state. Oh my god. This is what I have to deal with, people, on almost a daily basis. You know, pity me. Pity the people that have to put up with Wobbly. Anyway, Do you know when
man,
you,
come on,
you,
why
you
did you
feel
have
like
to ruin it? Why did you have to ruin it?
So, this championship is open wide, which is why we're not commentating too much on what's going on the screen. As Jamie Wilson pulls up, his teammate is still on a lap, not doing anything with the timing screens though. I'll tell you who it is. Matt Flannery, funnily enough. I think he might improve here. He's oh no,
anyway.
I think that's just no. That's not going to do it. Is Jason Morris on a lap?
Oh, he's on a lap. You don't know if it's a fast lap.
Oh my god, you know what I mean. Oh, and he's been cut off before he could finish. So that was reasonably amusing. So we'll go to grid. So for rounds 3 and 4, round 3 being a 20-minute sprint race and 4 being a feature race, Stephen Walker will lead us off in the sprint race for Spectre 6. I've sorted out the teams. Yay! He did a 59 point, and I can't read it because it's white on white now.
6-3.
Thanks.
6-3.
Spencer McCarthy goes off second for Geodesic Racing with his teammate Sam Blees, the row behind him in position 3. Gary Craig, great qualifying in 4. Simon Trendle in 5 for Team Chimera. His teammate next to him on the grid. On the third row, Jamie Wilson in 6th. Roger Morton will go off 7th for Safeguard by Result, with Matt Flannery 8th for Geodesic Racing White. David Ayres will go off 9th for Result Clothing. Tony Walker will go off 10th for Spectre 6th, the number. Jason Morris will go off 11th for iRace Esports. Chris Needham goes off 12th for RWC Racing Red. And, if I press that, 13th will be JB for BSTV Esports. Arnaud Chenonnier will go off 14th for RWC Racing Red, as well as the guy in front of him on the grid. Jason Haddington goes off 15th for RWC Racing Blue, with Andrew Littler in 16th for Result Clothing, and Scott Malcolm. Did he actually post a time? No, I don't think he did. For Ignium Motorsport. So, standing starts. I wonder how many people have remembered it's a standing start. I tried one.
They practiced this on Mondays.
Right, we're waiting for Simon Trendle at the moment. I hope he's not got difficulty. He's had VR issues over the course of last season.
Everyone.
Oh, he's there now. Right.
Saving fuel already.
Saving fuel. Oh yeah. Right, lights are on, and we're green. Oh, there's a car not moved, and it's caused a bit of an incident there with Jason Morris with snapped front steering, I think. I don't know who it was that didn't move.
Is it Arnaud? I don't know.
I
Let's look at the front runners heading towards the first corner. Like 3 or 4 wide already there.
Whoa! It's tasty going into that first couple of turns.
Spencer took off for the first position from Simon. No, not Simon. Stephen.
Yeah. Gary Craig has maintained a 3rd position there, I think. Or has he moved up? No, he's moved up, yes. Oh, and he's getting tasty with Stephen. Oh,
I think it would be a smart move.
Oh, that's Roger Morton getting it all wrong at the top of the hill. And he's struggling.
He's
struggling.
Looks like he's stuck.
It does. He's reset.
Left front.
Now, Jason Morris is already in the pits there. So there's something going on here.
Ooh, a little bit wide.
Oh, very wide. And
this is what I meant. If you don't want to lift, but then
that was heavy.
Yeah, left front.
Yeah. Right, let's go back to live and the lead group. We'll
Sam pass Gary.
Oh yeah. I haven't got a paint for Sam Blees for some reason. Last week I had to copy Spencer's, so I'll work on that as we go through.
I think that the pace from these 3, like Sam, why are they all 3 S's? It's confusing me. Spencer, Sam, and Stephen.
Look at all the lines through that corner. What the hell?
That's called tyres, mate.
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Because Stephen Walker was on a tight line, so were the 2 Chimeras, but everybody else was on some wide line out to the right, out to the left.
Are we gonna see an overtake from Jamie on Simon? That would be great.
Oh, I don't know. It looks like he's got the pace for it at the minute. It's a bit tight back here. Scott Malcolm has moved up 6 places from the start. He's in there in that ignium paint there, the white, blue and black. And he's about to scalp somebody new, Tony Walker. He's quick. If he turned up for practice, then he'd have qualified. Oh, no, he's not! He's not! I've just cursed him massively. Right, we're going to have to watch that again. Right, so...
Sorry, what's good?
Here we go. This is it. So he looks like he's safe. And ooh. Now then, how do you call that?
That's, to be honest, I don't know. I think just somebody got a little bit overexcited on the inside.
Yeah.
I have to reboot Discord because the stream is doing weird things.
Oh, okay.
Oh right.
Oh my god.
What that was?
That was Andrew Littler, I think. Oh, was it
Matt?
Oh, hang on. I don't know anymore. There's a car going extremely slow. It's Tony Walker. It's Tony Walker.
Oh yeah. And now he decided to.
Oh, where's he going?
Just a country drive.
Yeah, it is. He's trying to get back to pit road, which is just around the corner here. So.
Yeah, his wheel was completely off.
It was. So all sorts going on, folks, at the moment. I'll let you reboot whatever you're doing.
Yeah, and otherwise, please reboot the Discord stream as well.
Alright, I'll do that. No worries. I shall stop doing this and start doing a bit of this. So, your race leader is Spencer McCarthy. Stephen Walker is now in second place. So have they switched positions? I have no idea. I think that's how they gridded up. No, it wasn't. Stephen Walker was your
No. Spencer passed Stephen.
Yeah. Sam Blease, your fastest man on track at the moment, is in third with Gary Craig getting dropped off. It's a bit like last week already. In fourth, Simon Trendle. In fifth with his teammate Jamie Wilson getting dropped a little bit now. In sixth, Matt Flannery. What's that? 1.5 seconds behind Jamie. Arnaud Chenonnier has got 6 seconds in front of him at the minute nearly. And then we've got 2.5 seconds back to David Ayres, who I don't have a paint for. Apparently, Andrew Littler, same. Then JB, who's doing all right at the moment. That's good. Making his way forward in the field. I'll tell you what, Andrew Littler's doing all right at the moment. I don't want to curse him because often he doesn't finish quite high up, but at the moment he's in 10th place. Scott Malcolm, a bit delayed now after coming together with somebody. I'd say that's a racing incident. Neither of them knew that the other one was there, but they were on the same different turning trajectories into turn one. Tony Walker, who we saw crabbing, has been in the pits and come back out again. Chris Needham has also been in the pits. Jason Haddington. It's not a great day for RWC, as to be said, although Arnaud Chenonnier is doing okay. Roger Morton is on a recovery drive and his lap's down, and Jason Morris, I don't think, is actually on track or in the pits or anything at the moment. So we'll have to. Sorry, go on.
You know who we're missing on the grid?
No.
Fatso Hardy.
Oh yeah.
And I was gonna say now.
Oh, he's on the chat.
Yeah, he's on the chat. He's got the man flu, and he's now taking the piss out of me. So, go. I can't.
You're not allowed to swear. You're not allowed to swear.
No, I'm not. I can't curse. So, Carl, I'm gonna send you a direct message and deal with that.
Yeah, you'll need counselling after this one, Carl. I think this one's gonna be harsh.
I don't think so harsh.
What? No. I don't know what you're going on about. What? So, Spencer has only got half a second as Scott Malcolm gets out of the way of the leaders there. Is TV3 any better? Cameras aren't great around this track, it has to be said. So into the final chicane for these guys, and Stephen Walker is closing in, but Sam Blease is also closing in. I'm going to do a bit of cheating in the paints, so you're going to have to talk for a minute while I try and cheat the paint schemes.
Oh, don't put that kind of pressure on me. Man.
It's lots of pressure, it has to be said.
It is.
So I need to find...
So the thing is, I think that it seems to unfold like in the same situation we had last week, where the 3 top runners pull away. You got Gary behind them, and last week, if I'm correct, Carl was a little bit closer between Gary and Simon as well, and then Simon did all weird kind of things. The thing is that they're finding themselves in the same situation where they probably saving fuel again and doing their mind tricks. You see Sam like easing off a little bit further than he normally would, and I'm gonna call it already. I think that well, it's a sprint race, but on the feature race, Sam is gonna definitely. I forgot that it was a sprint race. It is a sprint race. They're not holding back. They're going full throttle.
Yeah, they are.
Such a professional.
Right then, I'm trying to sort paints out as I go. So let's see what happens with Sam Blee's paint when it comes back. Right. That's not worked at all. Brilliant.
Oh well, just leave it be. Check it
Yeah. So paints will have to wait till next time. So we've got a few people a lap down now. Scott Malcolm, Tony Walker, Chris Needham, Jason Haddington, Roger Morton and Jason Morris. So it's been a bit of a messy sprint race in the midfield. It's nothing like last time. But the front of the race is pretty tight as Stephen Walker has a really tight line through turn, what is 6 on this track. Although he's getting caught through this section by Sam Blees, look.
Yeah, I think that the difference in lines, it could eventually, if Spencer is able to keep a hold of that long wide line in the feature race.
Yeah.
And he's gonna. That was a little bit wide from Steven.
Yeah, it was.
Little bit sideways. Then he's gonna be able to save the tires that much better, which will help him in the long run. Can you get the intervals between the cars on screen?
Yep.
Yeah, great.
Alright. Your wish is my command.
You did a thing.
I did a thing, and it was a good thing.
Yes, I was just curious on what kind of differences and what kind of battles there were on track.
Yeah.
Where you can see that David is right behind Arno.
Yeah.
Simon seems to be creeping up on Gary.
He does, yeah. I think he's getting ever closer. It's under a second, but only just. But he'll be getting a big bag of tow right now. This kind of was working on last week, but Matt Flannery was racing with Gary last week, wasn't he?
Oh, it was Matt, yeah.
Yeah, not Matt Flannery, Matt Elmore, my apologies. Yeah. He's not racing tonight because he's got man flu. And I think Simon has just taken 2/10 out of Gary. I'm just going to move forward because this is down to half a second here. David Ayres. David Ayres is under pressure from Andrew Littler.
What are you talking about? It's 4 seconds.
What? Oh, is that Arno? What?
This is.
Oh, it's Arno Chenonnier. Sorry, my apologies.
And Carl was saying that Arno should be careful because Dave sticks his nose in everywhere.
Yeah, and so Carl calls David Ayres Big Nose. Just going to say that.
So you got like 3 battles going on track, and
yeah.
This one is.
This is the closest at the minute.
This is closest by far, yeah.
Yeah, which is why I'm hanging on at the moment. So, yeah, David Ayres very much closing in now.
Yeah, and between the battle for fourth, between Simon and Gary, since Simon is still in the Civic, he's gonna have issues on that back straight. It's a little bit less long than it would be on the normal layout.
Oh, Stephen's line through there was excellent. Sorry.
Yeah, just talk.
Yeah, I'll just ignore you and talk about what I'm watching. That's fine.
Yeah, it's good. I'm gonna watch a movie. I'm gonna play the weird ass game again.
I was trying not to laugh then. I did everything I could not to laugh.
Oh, that's
So
a good
here we
line.
go.
Steve,
Here we
and
go.
Oh, is he lining him up on the inside? It's hard to do that though.
Yeah, there's no way through there really. He's got to wait to this back
Oh,
straight. Look at Sam! Look at Sam! Oh.
That was a really good entry, and now he's in the sandwich. And I still, although Spencer and Sam claim to not drive each other as hard as they
do.
They claim to drive each other as hard as to do on the others. Well, that's not true. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I mess with Tyler if I'm next to him. I leave him a little bit more room. It's just a thing.
I mean, Steven stepped out there to get a good line in to these last this chicane. Sorry, they're about equal there on that go. Oh, hang on.
It's getting into a 90-degree angle.
Yeah, we've had some shenanigans. This is earlier. I've just chosen the wrong one. Sorry. It's this one I want to look at.
Nice drift.
Yeah, it was a good drift. Yeah, he was doing good there. Oh, he's already off track. This is Jason Haddington. He's going. That's not the track.
Is he
dirt racing? He's reset.
Damage.
So that was just a few. Well, it was a few minutes ago actually. Fair enough. And then Andrew Littler, who I was saying was doing really well. He's still there. He's still doing reasonably well, to be fair. Oh, this is going to be a top of the hill straight on job. This one, I think. Yep. Oh! That was a bit more than I thought it would be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Turn 3 and 4, that is. Right, we'll go back live now.
He has VR though, right? It almost looked like he was having a black screen.
It did. I think it was. You know when you come over the brow of the hill and your car goes light, and you really want to turn right, and your car says, "I prefer left." If I'm being honest, I'm choosing left.
Never been there, mate.
Lie. Well, you've never driven this version of this track, so you wouldn't know, would you? Because you've never been a rookie.
No, I've never been a rookie.
Never been a rookie.
They just gave me 4,000 iRacing points. Like that's it.
Yeah, straight out of the membership payment. There you go, 4K. Off you go. Try and lose that. Right, so there's is that JB ahead of these guys? Yes, it is. So JB is going to come into this picture shortly.
JB is
he's good though, isn't he? At being not there.
He's too nice.
Yeah.
He can get like he feels guilty for driving slower than guys that are gonna lap him.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't. He should definitely let them by, but not like park the car and like let the whole field by.
Yeah.
He knows that I always say this. I always tell him this.
This is getting a bit tasty between Sam and Steven now for sure. We've got some cars you can see on the track map. They've been sat in pit lane for a very long time. That's Chris Needham, Jason Haddington, Roger Morton, and Jason Morris.
Ooh, I think that.
Ooh.
Yeah. Now it makes sense to let them all by because now.
There you go. He's done it.
Yeah.
This Sam on the grass. Does this remind you of last week by any chance?
Yeah, I was doing like this whole thing that was the same thing as last week, and then I remembered that it was a sprint race.
Yeah.
So, but if I'm totally honest, I think that Spencer is slightly pulling away at this point.
Right.
And I actually think that it has to do with the different line in the long corner.
Okay. I'm going to have a shout out to Gary because Simon Trundle was closing him down, and he's pulled.
Give Gary.
Yeah, we do. I do because he's my teammate.
No, he's not. He
is my teammate. At the minute, he's JB's teammate, but really, he's mine. Anyway,
my teammate.
Yeah, get your little hands off.
Precious.
Yeah. My precious. I need to be sat on a rock batting a fish to death, but never mind. Only people that have watched Lord of the Rings will get that. Ooh, we're getting a bit tasty here again. Sorry, but Gary Craig was getting closed down quite quickly at one point, as Andrew Littler is definitely catching up with Tony Walker, unless Tony Walker just overtook him. No, he's just come out of the pits, to be fair, so he might be chasing him. Gary Craig was getting closed down by Simon Trendle. He's extended the lead out to 1.5 seconds, which is great for Gary. Not so much for Simon.
Yeah, it's the overdriving in the Honda, which...
Yeah, you were saying this last time.
Yeah, which always nagged me at the end. I had no tires left, like in the last 10 minutes. And even though on a 20-minute race, it's a different kind of race. But to be fair to Simon, he seems to have he put that gap. It's now on a hold. It stays. It's floating between 1.2 and 1.4 seconds now.
So what can these Honda drivers, of which there are 2, both Chimera cars, do about this Honda?
So that's one thing you should definitely do. It's like this. The thing I started doing was just switching to the Elantra.
I feel like I'm talking.
I'm not kidding. I feel like on there are definitely certain kind of tracks where you can, where the Honda really shines.
Yeah.
I think like, but what was it? Like 3 seasons or 2 seasons ago, I was able to win like 2 or 3 races in the Honda, but it's only on tracks like Bench Hatch,
Yeah.
and Winton, and another one I can't remember. But on those kind of tracks where you don't really need that top speed, you're fine. And then again, it's fun to drive a car which is a little bit slower than the rest. So you can always.
So you say, however.
No, you can always blame the car. It's like, yeah, I'm driving the Honda, you know.
Yeah, I think Simon Trendle's listening to me because he just dipped under a second behind Gary Craig just for a moment.
Yeah, it's increasing again. I think it's just the SDK thing, to be fair.
Ooh,
Sam was really
Oh,
close,
yes, he was.
And Steven was like, there's no room that you're just gonna shut the door. It's a hard track to overtake.
Oh, white flag.
How do you guys call him? I keep forgetting. Barney?
Barney
Barney.
the flagman? How do you not know who Barney the flagman is? You'll have to Google it and then you'll understand. Anyway.
I might have seen that.
You should have seen that. So anyway, these 3 are going to be probably at their tastiest driving. As Simon Trendle brings it to within 0.6 of a second briefly behind Gary Craig. So I'm trying to keep one eye on this, one eye on that. Spencer's trying to break the toe there, which shows that he's actually racing. It's not just on the tour. Sam's dropped back, but he's taking a really good run. It's not going to be enough, though.
Nah, they're going to finish in this order. They all 3 of them did a really good job again.
Yeah, that's great racing from these 3, it has to be said. Yeah, lots of... the only types of flashing lights that are acceptable?
No, they should not flash their lights. They get a penalty for that.
Do they? Yeah, is it 100 points per flash?
Yeah, per light per flash, so that's 200 points per flash.
Oh, right, wow. In that case, they owe lots of points.
I would go out. Good finish from Gary, good finish from Simon, and also from Jamie.
Yeah, Arno going over the line.
Coming in 6th in a Honda as well. I think that's a great effort. Gary, Simon, and Jamie all run on a different car, not the mainstream car. So.
Yeah, so let's have a look at this. So the results from our round 3, which is the sprint race. Well,
you did a thing again.
I did a thing and it worked. Oh my god!
Nice.
I'm gonna press that other championship one in a minute and see what happens. Anyway, so your race winner for round 3, the sprint race at Road Atlanta Shore, is Spencer McCarthy for Geodesic Racing. 2nd place, Stephen Walker for Spectre 6. Sam Blease finished 3rd for Geodesic Racing. Gary Craig finished 4th for BSTV Esports. 5th was Simon Trendle for Team Chimera. His teammate Jamie Wilson came home 6th. Good results really for Team Chimera, just not where they want to be, I don't think. Matt Flannery in 7th for Geodesic Racing White. David Ayres finished 7th for Result Clothing. That's good actually, because he didn't have a great outing last time, I don't think. Arnaud Chenonnier finished 9th for RWC Racing Red. JB Desjou finished 10th and he won't be our pole man. David Ayres will be, won't he? It's reverse 8 for BSTV Esports. Scott Malcolm finished 11th in his return to BSTV Racing for Ignium Motorsports. That's a good result, actually, seeing as he had a coming together at turn 1 in that race. Tony Walker finished 12th for Spectre 6. Andrew Littler in 13th for Result Clothing. 14th was Chris Needham for RWC Racing Red. His sister teammate for RWC Racing Blue, Jason Haddington, finished 15th. Roger Morton 16th for Safeguard by Result. And last was Jason Morris for iRace Esports. We saw him get tangled up right at the very start, off the line. Hopefully he's still in it to win it in the second one. And I am going to press this and see what happens. Let's see what happens when I press this. Is it going to be the same thing? Yes, it is. It's just driver of the meeting. Okay.
You
right,
did another thing.
Yeah, I did, and it's not a great one, really. It has to be said. What happens if you press that? Nothing whatsoever. Excellent. Okay.
Now you have 2 overlays on screen. Yeah.
Oh, good. Tremendous. We like it. So everybody's out for warm up in this second race. That's quite a good camera angle. It's making me feel a little bit sick because I don't like heights too much. Anyway, so that felt very much like race 2 from last week, didn't it? Oh no, race 1 from last week. It was almost identical, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna see this identical race on, like the feature race is gonna be the same as the feature race on Brazil.
You say that, however, Interlagos is a much more open track than Road Atlanta.
I guess that's true, and it's not in Georgia.
The county in America, not the country. Just to be clear, folks, because I am commentating with the insane at the moment, as we said. He's only one step away from being sectioned. So yeah, I don't know that it'll be exactly the same in this feature race. I think there's the propensity, as Stephen Walker is going to be practicing his starts. I tried doing it. I did an official, believe it or not, wobbly the other day with Gary and Spencer and Sam, and starts in this car are really difficult. They were talking about double clutching and all sorts of crazy stuff. I chose foot on the brake, 100%, and then bleed it off. And do you know what happened?
Yeah, you do basically drive backwards.
You really do.
I as well.
As Stephen Walker tries a pit lane entry and hits the wall.
He's got a fast repair. This is the problem.
Yeah, it's a resource, isn't it? You know. Let me try this a minute. I want to see if I can get these paints to work properly. Something's not working in my world. I know some people haven't properly uploaded their paints already. And I'm trying to substitute them as I go, and it's not really working, but who was it last time? He's not on track at the minute. Anyway, the Team Chimera boys all set up with their paints. They've done great. I think Sam Blees needs to submit his, and then a few of the Result Clothing boys, Safeguard boys need to do theirs. Excuse me. But yeah, if you're watching on the chat, of which 6 of you are, 5 of you are, because I'm one of them. 4 of you are, because we are 2 of them. Give us a like, because we like that sort of thing. This session's gone checkered, so we're going to go to grid in a second, and I'll let you run through the starting grid, which should start with, who did we say, JB? I can't remember.
No. We said David Ayres.
Did we?
Yeah, because it's on screen.
So
first position David Ayres, second position Matt Valerie for Geodesic Racing White, third Jamie Wilson for Team Chimera. Right behind him is teammate Simon Trendle, Team Chimera. That's gonna be Stacy. Gary Craig for BSTV Esports on 5th, and behind him Sam Blees with Geodesic Racing on 6th, as I said. And then 7th position Stephen Walker Spectre 6, and 8th Spencer McCarthy Geodesic Racing as well. So I'm going to be curious about those 3 and the whole tangle up going into the first corner. 9th position Arnold Shenanigans for RWC Racing Red. Then JB Dejeu. It's such a French name. Dejeu.
Good luck, gents.
Tu t'appelles comment? Anyway, BSTV Esports. 11th Scott Malcolm for Ignium Motorsports, and 12th Tony Walker Spectre 6, brother of Stephen Walker, the better of the Walker brothers, I can tell you that. He's a good lad. 13th annual at the result clothing iRacing. Why is that name different?
And we're gone.
14th.
We're gone. We're gone. We're gone.
We're going. I'm too slow. Hey, really
Whoa!
smart by. Who's that again?
I don't know.
David Ayers.
David Ayres. He was like so slow away. The two Chimera boys straight to the front, like rats up a drain pipe. Gary Craig.
Oh, that's wide. That's really wide.
It is.
3 positions on it.
He's going to lose more than that, I think, by the end of this.
And I'm gonna
Simon
say it's-
Trendle.
I'm gonna say it's a Honda thing because
Oh,
the first 3 laps are really bad on the
Contact!
tires. A little bit of contact on my side.
Don't sing, please.
A little bit of
No.
contact. Oh, you
Gary,
see,
come on,
Spencer
Gary!
closing up there.
I mean, I'm impartial. Sorry.
So did you see Spencer closing up on Steven? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
he's
think he's
alongside. There's all sorts
that
going
was
on.
low. And I think Simon's gonna give up this. He's gonna break deep, and then he's gonna.
Oh!
This is gonna be
Oh!
close.
Oh!
Oh, that was a little tap. And Steven's gonna get on the inside and gets a better run at Spencer as well. Oh, this is pure tour grade.
I'm holding my breath. Oh
You can't
no!
go-
He's pushing
oh,
him! He's pushing him! That's a zero.
He lost his speed, and now Simon is on the outside again.
Oh my god! In front! In front! In front! I don't know where to point the camera.
At the cars.
Are the cars? Okay.
And
Scott Malcolm.
Steven got through.
Scott Malcolm is stalking these guys. He's in 8th. He's fast, you know. Roger Morton. Oh, he's going on the inside here. On Arno Chenier. Is he? No, he's not.
He's gonna go for the cutback. Oh, is he gonna? He's having a better line, so he should be able to get back through this one.
He was good last week. Let's hope he can replicate in the feature race. He's got
Oh,
the
he's
good
going on the
line.
inside.
Good line.
And now it's all about holding this right line because the first corner is going left, but the second one coming up in the chicane is going right. And you saw Spencer trying to do on. Oh, he's breaking too early. He's being a
Oh
wuss.
wow. Oh wow.
this is full wide,
Oh
come
wow. Oh no.
This is Sam Blease.
Gary Craig sideways.
Already.
Gary Craig got sideways. He's lost loads of positions. Loads. Oh.
So you see these 3 guys, they're moving up the track
Good
so quickly.
God. What is going on? Do these guys not realise they've got another, like, 38 minutes of this race? Oh, you don't overtake there, do you?
Yeah, well, you can probably.
Yeah, apparently you can.
He's he's holding the inside, and he's not giving Spencer and Steven the light of day. And now he's
Go on, Gary.
got a better run out of
Sorry.
it. And Simon almost ran into the back of Spencer there as well.
And Scott Malcolm is slowly crawling onto the back of this group. Oh, I'm going to have to go back here. Sorry, here.
He's having a good run now, and it's getting the toe.
Oh!
So
Oh!
Spencer
Oh,
and Jamie
no,
are
no,
still
no.
fighting. And Jamie is a hard guy to defend. And Simon is trying to get on the inside again.
I keep having to go to chopper cam because it's the only way I can see what's going on.
Oh, Spencer got him up a little bit.
Go on, Gary, get in there.
Yeah, so this is all while playing it right in the hands of Gary coming back into the pack.
Oh!
Tap.
A little bit of a tap. 2 into 1. Doesn't go.
Oh, this is a good move by Spencer on the outside, and he's got him. That's a really good move.
It really is.
Loads more grip on the outside, and that seems like
There's all sorts going on further back, by the way, but I can't look away from this right now.
yes, it seems that Jamie has a little bit of damage on the left side, left rear.
Left rear.
Oh, is it? No, never mind.
Simon Trendle's way back here now. After that coming together.
I think that Simon didn't really expect Gary to be there.
No, I don't think so either.
And Gary held the apex, but I think they just. Oh, Jamie! That's a really nice one.
Oh, Jesus. What happened there? Did he just get that wrong?
I think he clipped the grass or something.
Right, okay. We're going to have to watch that again as well.
Sam is already gapping.
Yeah, he's...
6/10.
It's not much of a gap, but it is a gap. So you can see it there, folks. There's a bigger gap back to Spencer, and then all this lot like streaming through. Scott Malcolm is up to 5th. That's a bit good.
Yeah, and Scott and Gary are really good friends on track.
No. Anyway, no. Right, we're going to go back and watch some other... Oh, no, we're not. We're going to have to watch this. Oh, my God.
It was a really good entry from Roger.
It was. It's the first time he's heard that in 30 years. Gary Walsh, good evening on the chat. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. If you really like it, sign up. Matt Flannery is doing a great job here. He's down from his start position because obviously he ended up at the front of the queue. But he's under pressure now from Jamie Wilson, who's been shuffled behind him. The two Team Chimera boys have been muscled off, really, haven't they?
Yeah. Well, I think that they were in the wrong positions at the wrong time.
Yes.
Wrong place, wrong time, kind of vibe. And I wanna set that spot like a little bit of a highlight on Tony Walker, who's still in eighth.
Yeah, he's
really
he's holding
job.
it together. Really. Ooh, he got a bit of a touch there from Simon Trendle.
Yeah, Simon is just trying to get through.
Yeah.
He's definitely a little bit quicker. And,
is he though? Is he?
Yeah, but this is like
it's good defending. It's good defending.
No, I feel sorry for Simon just stepping out there.
Yeah.
Ooh, good try to find him. Otherwise he would have tapped him on the rear end.
Yeah, that's really good actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back to this. I don't know what it is. So we're about to find out the detail. See, it seems boring right now, doesn't it? But I gather from SDK that it's going to get interesting.
It's really interesting, Pete.
Wait for it.
I'm still waiting.
Wait for it.
Okay.
Keep waiting for it.
Okay.
Wait for it. I think that's it. Right, okay.
So we're gonna watch the whole riff. Oh, there it is.
Hey, a little bit of dirt. Right. This is a real one. That was down as a crash, believe it or not, because he stopped. Oh, that's
a little bit.
That's not the line. That's not the line.
Oh, no, brakes. Reverse.
Right, okay, so that's David Ayres getting that a little bit wrong. He's having a bit of trouble, actually, to be fair. Ooh, look at this. This is closed up.
Yeah, you're still on replay.
What? Oh, yeah.
Yep. It did close up, though. But
Yeah, it's still the same. We've not lost anything.
And now the pressure is on Spencer to try and close that gap as quickly as possible. And it might be that Sam is trying to hold off Steve a little bit, but then again, they're both competitive. And
yeah, they are. Yeah,
this beat each other.
This just happened like milliseconds ago. So Matt Flannery. Oh yeah, that's lovely. Oh, Matt Flannery got very, very out of shape.
No, he got tapped.
Did he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. It was a zero contact. I'm really sure they tapped.
I'm not so sure. We're gonna watch it again.
I think he just crept under his rear bumper.
I mean, he's a long way back at this point. Is Jamie?
Wait. Look at this. And no, you're right.
Yes, I am. Everybody saw it. It was live. I am right. Wobbly is wrong. The world is back to normal. Simon Trendle is basically pushing Tony Walker around the track. This is there's loads of battles actually at the moment. You can see it on your screen, folks. There's anything that's in orange is worth a shot here. Oh, this is for the lead again.
Yeah, those two are gonna keep haunting each other.
Yeah.
I think that Spencer was the unlucky one getting through the pack. He got stuck a little bit behind Jamie, if I recall correctly. And that's why he's now in a position where he needs to do something different, probably, because they all have the same pace.
How frustrated do you think Simon Trendle actually is?
I don't think he's frustrated. He likes no. He likes racing. He likes to win. Obviously, everybody likes to win, but most
the lovely line. Lovely line. I mean, that's what he's got to do, right?
But he's going to give it up. He's not.
That's contact. That's contact. I heard it.
I can't hear anything because.
You deaf?
No, because your stream is still.
Oh, who's that? JB. Right, something's just gone on here.
Oh.
Oh, is that
Oh,
an
the car-
engine? Is that an engine?
That looks like an engine. And who is it?
Who is it though?
It's Chris Needham.
Is it?
Yeah.
Hang on then. That must be this. It's just popped up on my screen actually. Let's go at this. Ah, ooh.
That was on JB.
Oh, and that's a tag there. Oh, fishtailing.
Oh, JB.
No, no.
Two
Dear.
murders at once, JB.
I know. We've just seen a massacre. So he's reset to the pits.
I wanted to make a real bad joke.
Go on.
No, it's no, I can't.
Is it rude?
No.
You're not allowed.
It's too rude.
Okay. Right, so on we go. This is Scott Malcolm now under pressure from Jamie Wilson, who's caught him quite quickly. I don't know whether there was a mistake in there somewhere. Andrew Littler has entered pit road, so he is our first scheduled stop, I think this is. After 11 minutes? Yeah, you can do that, can't you?
Yeah, no, I think that's too short, to be honest. Isn't it like on, it's like 30% fuel, like...
Yeah, but that'd be right, I think.
I don't know. Don't you have inside tactics?
No, of course not.
Oh.
That would mean that we were a professional outfit. This is BSTV. Excuse me. Right, so Arnaud Chenonnier under... no, sorry, putting Tony Walker under some pressure now. I need to sort out Arnaud's paint for next time. I've got his spec map clearly, but not his paint scheme apparently, which is very odd. Oh, actually, Matt Flannery is really getting together now. This is Simon Trendle chasing him down.
Yeah, you can tell that
Whoa,
Simon has the raw pace.
Yeah.
So I did DM you.
Yeah, both Chimera cars at it at the moment. There's this lot, this pairing, and then this pairing. Oh, that's a lovely line from Simon. That is brilliant. Oh, I'm going to have to go to Chopper. We've gone to Chopper.
Really setting him up for that.
You don't want to be going too wide into there, though. Whew, oh, dear. I'm glad they sorted each other out.
I think that Matt is a
Oh,
nice
Jamie
guy.
sideways. Oh. And they're both catching... Oh, no, that's a back marker. That is Andrew Littler.
Oh, it is. Oh, that's going to be tasty then.
I think so, yeah. There's nowhere for him to get out of the way for about 3 corners. So there's this one. He's not going to get out of the way here because there's nowhere for him to go. He can't get out of the way here. So now is his first opportunity to get off the racing line, if that's what he's going to do. Really, he needs to stay on the racing line and let these guys like pass him.
Yeah, he's going to turn out.
He's trying to stay off the racing line. Oh, now he's on the brakes. Ooh!
No,
I
that's
thought
good.
Jamie Wilson was going to get caught out there. Further back. Tony Walker. Way
Off the
offline.
Ooh, I know, just basically copied what Simon did there.
Yeah, Andrew Littler now in this
Right in
little
the
fracas.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Ooh.
And once you slow down, there's like there's so many cars coming at you. It gets harder to get out of the way.
Yeah. You've got to sympathise for Andrew though. He's doing his best to stay out of the trouble, isn't he? As we watch Jamie Wilson really piling the pressure on Scott Malcolm. Scott Malcolm doing a great job, up 6 places, first time back in a competitive league like this, in 5th at the minute. Front 2 are still... Oh, actually, have I just missed something very, very naughtily? I missed this.
Fast Sam.
I missed a change for the lead.
Is he gonna make a move in the first corner?
I think he is, you know. That's beautiful.
No.
He's let him go, but it's beautiful.
Yeah. It's a good move, but it's definitely Sam not fighting him over it.
What's that then? Fuel?
Yeah, that would be my best guess. They're basically at the same pace and running that close to each other.
Is it a fuel-heavy track though? I don't think it is.
No, probably not. But
Ooh.
you can still get like a half a lap extra, and in the end, it's like the second one.
Right. Okay. Matt Flannery, we saw taking the extracurricular route at turn 3 there.
Yeah, and Spencer is also back in tow from Sam now, so Stephen might have noticed that Spencer was creeping up on him and tried to increase the pace a little bit. He tried to increase the pace a little bit in Ukraine. He tried to increase the pace a little bit.
Tony Walker having a bit of trouble with the car at the minute, I think. He's up from his start position, obviously. Roger Morton doing a fantastic job again, like he did last week. His first race wasn't great tonight, but this one's proving to be a lot better.
Yeah, and if we look at Jamie and Scott Malcolm, Jamie's really creeping up on him as well.
He's been there a while, and this is what I was saying before. There's not massive overtaking opportunities in a lot of the track here on this version. It really does mean that you've got to sit there patiently for a little while until you get one of the big straights.
I think you got to approach it like if there's a gap, you got to stick it in.
Good run. Sorry, go on.
No, if there's a gap, stick it in.
Did you just giggle? You did, didn't you? You just giggled. So.
Oh, this is a good line by Roger.
It is, yeah.
Oh, but
he didn't get the drive though, did he?
No, it looked like Tony kind of caught him off guard by going deep as well.
So in terms of pit stops, we've had 2 unscheduled stops on lap 10. Chris Needham and Andrew Littler. David Ayres pitted on lap 1 because of that damage we saw after he hit the wall. Jason Morris did not start.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It is, yeah. He was he did all right last week, as I remember.
I think we drove. I drove against him in the the F4 league, if I recall correctly, and once he was on the pace, he was like quite quick, but he also had a lot of little mistakes which kept him off off fighting for like a top 5.
Right.
A bit of like a hit or miss. It either was really good or either had a really weird race.
Okay.
So I feel like that he probably just, well, after the start he just went off. I don't know what happened, but there's always the next week. So if it's gonna be like this routine where it's gonna be a hit, a miss, this is gonna be the miss, and next week is gonna win the race.
Oh, not that one. This one. So Roger Morton still piling this pressure on. Honestly, chopper cam is the best one for this track at the minute. But I can't do that all the time, so you're going to have to put up with this. Just so that everybody's aware, banners in the windscreens. If you see a blue banner, it means that they are part of the normal race. If you see a gold banner, it means that they have previously been a championship winner.
And all 3 of them at the front have a gold banner, I think.
Yeah, they do. So you should see it as we come round and the cars will face forward. Stephen Walker, Sam Blees. Oh no, Spencer.
No, I'm pretty sure Spencer won.
I thought Spencer had won. Oh, here we go. Jamie Wilson to pit road.
That's
first of our top drivers. Sam Blees set in purple sectors. Is that because he's just in the tow?
Maybe. I mean, you do get points for fastest lap.
Yes.
So it might be that he has been saving quite a bit and figured that, well, now my fuel tank is getting a little bit, my car's getting lighter.
That's a rubbish shot of pit road. There we go.
Yeah, so my car is getting a little bit lighter, so I'm just gonna gun it for 1 lap and then hold back a little bit again.
Yeah. Interesting to see when everybody else pits. None of these guys are bothering at the minute.
And you could definitely tell that Sam had a really good lap, the previous lap. Ooh, Spencer was wide there.
Yeah, sorry. He was getting a bit extracurricular. Oh, there's all sorts going on back here now as well. This is 3 together. This is Arnaud Chenonnier. Tony Walker is the meat in the sandwich. And doing a good job actually of getting onto Arno's rear bumper, or he did until then. Ooh, dear.
It feels so weird. You take so much speed through that corner that you think that they're gonna hit each other, but even if you have a little slide like Spencer did, he even gained on Sam this lap, even though he had that issue with the sliding.
Yeah, Andrew Littler to pit road again. That's his second visit. As these three, this is a great battle, isn't it? Roger Morton's been closing in on Tony Walker for a little while. Oh, Tony Walker sticks his nose out. That's not good for him, though, is it? Or is it? Well, my word. That has worked out very well for Tony Walker.
I think it's like a double on double where Tony had a really good exit and I know had a really bad one.
He's coming back.
He had a better line, a little bit wider turn in.
Oh no!
Really deep,
that's too deep! Oh no! Contact!
Come on, Rod! Oh, that's suspension.
Yes, that sounded expensive.
Oh, it's unfortunate because Roger did all the right things.
Yeah, he did. He was in the right place, wasn't he?
He was very, very unlucky. I think he was on the inside, even steered onto the grass to avoid the hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those racing things, but an unfortunate one.
Jason Haddington is in pit road now. Chris Needham is visiting for a second time. What?
Who's backing up there in the pit?
Oh, backing up? I think that must have been Chris Needham.
I think he missed his pit stall.
All right. Gary Craig has just entered pit road as well. So, not the first of the top guys, but some of them. I saw an overtake there. It's Arnaud Chenonnier entering pit road as well. So it's whoa! That's got to be too fast into pit road.
No, there's like a little.
You're saying he's made that, have you?
Yeah, because there's like a little bit of wiggle room. There's a little bit of wiggle room. You can get away with shifting up back and forth as well. So. I'm curious where Gary's gonna come out.
Yeah.
Was he even
Wilson,
able to do fuel safe?
Yeah, Jamie Wilson coming across, but Gary's away. I think Gary's done all right there. His stop was a lot slower than Jamie's was, but it's competitive with everybody else that's already pitted, so I think that's fine. We're gonna have to wait for more pit stops to get closer racing again. Sam Blease, 0.7 of a second behind your race leader, folks.
Yeah, he's still haunting him. I still think he's trying to get himself in a position where he's going to take advantage of the pit stop.
Yeah, it does feel that way, doesn't it?
Although if the guy in front is really pushing really hard, even if you're in second place and you want to fuel safe, but if you're on the same pace, you still have to maintain a certain level of fatigue and concentration where you're not able to lift as much as you probably would.
So these guys go around again. I mean, in theory, they can run to lap 30 or something, can't they?
I don't know. I don't even know many laps they're gonna race.
No, true.
So I'm just gonna go with yes.
Excellent. Well done. Oh, actually, this is getting a bit full on here. So this is Gary Craig has caught JB, his teammate, and JB has let him go.
This is orchestrated.
Yeah. Multi-21 there for Team BSTV Esports. So Tony Walker in pit road and Simon Trendle in pit road. As Roger Morton goes through, yet to was a pit stop.
Are they doing tyres?
Oh, good point.
All right, Scotty.
No, don't know. Still don't know. Have to wait for the next car to go in. I don't think they will do. It's a 1 hour race. No, it's not. It's a 40-minute race. That was last season, folks. If you want to watch those replays, it's up to you. Pete doesn't know what the hell he's doing right now. These guys still together. Stephen Walker's still bossing this. Or is he? You've got to wonder, haven't you?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I Steven doesn't have like a heavy foot. Neither does Sam. Neither
No.
does Spencer. They're not far apart, and it's even the gap to Spencer is like what 2 seconds, 1.8 seconds.
Yeah.
You can easily throw that away on an entry, on an exit, on missing your pit stall, on every minor detail. There's Steven going in and Spencer and Sam going through. Oh, sorry, Spencer not, but Sam is going.
That looked very quick into the road, but I don't know.
We saw him do this on.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
So Sam Blees goes again.
Yeah,
Let's see what lap he can put in here. I'll run you through his sector times. The fastest sector time on Sector 1, I think, is 13.06. I don't know that he's even been through Sector 1 yet. He might have been. No, he must have been. So he's a 13.13. So he's not lighting the timing screens up. Roger
it's
Morton
still
in now.
tires. It's all the tires. You can't expect that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Well, no, you can. Fuel comes off as well. Tyre wear isn't massive, as I understand it anyway. Ooh, Team Chimera battle going on.
And it's still Jamie in front of Simon, and to be fair, that's what I love to see because Simon is not going to take the piss out of Jamie.
Yeah.
But then again, Jamie is a worse driver than Simon. I love you, Jamie.
You have to drive through the penalty. You have to stop.
No, but I'm kidding. It's always good to see those guys battling because they actually don't give each other an inch.
I just got it.
Right. I've just overheard something that I don't know whether it's obvious or not to the viewers, but I think Stephen Walker has got a speeding penalty.
Ooh. If it's a time penalty, I think
Yes.
you have to stop. I think it just says drive through. If it's just drive through.
Oh, that's.
He's going to have to stop
That's hold
because
40 seconds, so I'm stuck in them. Yeah.
a 40-second hold is his punishment.
I still think that's so rough for a penalty.
It's
That's
harsh, isn't it? Oh, he's popped up. He's not turned his tyres off.
Nah, it's okay. He's probably already annoyed. Wow.
Yeah.
So, but that gets Gary
Gary
maybe
Craig.
giving Jamie or Simon a chance to go for a top 3. And now I think Gary has the best cars in hand for a top 3.
One thing I don't understand: Spencer has come out of the pits. He had a penalty for speeding.
Oh my God! They give Sam a free ticket, so Jamie is literally on third position. With Gary on
He's
second.
holding third position. His teammate Simon Trendle is holding fourth. Gary is in second. Come on, Gary. Not that I've got favourites, but he's my teammate.
We are such an aware duo that we missed all of this.
Yeah. I don't know what you're on about. Anyway, this is going to get tasty now.
So now you got the situation where Spencer is a really quick car and is now behind Scott, Simon, and Jamie.
Yeah.
And the gap between Scott and Simon is really, really big. But then again, if there's one guy who can definitely do it, it's not Spencer.
Yeah.
I said this because he was way too happy with my compliment last week.
He was, yeah. So you better redress that balance. The Team Chimera boys are properly battling, but I'm going to keep it on this one because I think this has got more chance of resolving itself into something like an overtake. So Chris Needham on the chat says, well, that was fun, as a sarcastic comment to himself. Yeah, it's a shame, mate.
So for car, if you didn't hear it, Spencer had a speeding penalty and as well as Steven.
But I think, I think Spencer's penalty was speeding into going over the white line. I think Stevens was exiting, and then he had to come back in and serve a brutal 40-second stop and hold. Looking at what's gone on the timing screens at any rate. And so for those watching, and for those that... And I mean, that's a beautiful overtake there. Spencer on Scott Malcolm. Scott made that work, to be fair. as we watch Team Chimera boys in formation. For those watching who find this exciting, and you are watching the very best of TCR racers, in the officials, these guys are the ones that are at the top of the screens, or the top of the top divisions. We're talking 5Ks all the way down to, well, it goes from 5.7K down to 800K in this league. And 800 is still really good compared to some of the people you see in officials, as Roger Morton steps out on Jason Haddington. Ooh, that nearly came together. You've got the best of the best in this league, so if you like what you see, join it. And if you're suffering from man flu, get over it and rejoin it.
Yeah, I find it quite weird that you can watch a broadcast with us mumbling the whole time and you can't even race. Then you're just a big wuss.
How to make friends and influence people by wobbly kneecaps.
Yeah, so I was in that practice. I think Carl is still butthurt because I was in that practice and I think I hit Carl like 16 times.
So for those of you that don't know, when you do practice sessions with wobbly, you need to have all your cameras on. Why is that, wobbly?
Well, because I'm like a shark coming in, like it's like heading towards a slow corner and I'm still on full speed, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
And I don't have brakes, so it's basically like normally you would hit like Jaws coming in like the me it's just like
yeah. Yeah, you don't even get time for the music, folks. You just get wiped out. Tony Walker closing in slowly on Scott Malcolm now. Scott Malcolm, though, up 5 places, doing a really good job. Roger Morton is currently up 6 places from his start position. Jason Wilson, Kylie here, usually spinning around, is up 4 places. And of course your leader at the moment, Sam Blees, is up 5 places.
And I want to mention, and then again another mention for Tony Walker, because I already told you he's the best of the walkers.
Tony?
He's now 7. Yeah.
Yeah. He is the best.
Instead of 13.
Yeah. So Gary Craig dominating second place. He's been gifted a bit of that. He's 14 seconds, 1-4, folks, behind your race leader Sam Blees. Jamie Wilson has his mirrors full of his own teammate and has had for a while, but they're 8 seconds, call it, behind Gary, and then Spencer McCarthy, after his penalty, is 11 seconds behind them. So those penalties, Wobbly, are huge, and that shows the effect of having pit stops in the feature race. You can respond to that anytime you like. Today, tomorrow, next week. It's up to you. The broadcast finishes in like 15 minutes or something.
I was trying to figure out Carl's sentence on the.
What?
There is no point practicing low, funny ass.
Because of you wiping people out.
No, but there's point in practicing. And there's point in practicing getting killed.
Well, yes, there is that. Yeah, survival tactics. You know, keeping your wits about you for those rookies in
exactly
in official races that, you know, just take you out for random reasons.
And then again about the surviving thing. I mean, you mentioned that Gary, the position was handed to him. Obviously, it was handed, but then again, it is a hell of a tactic to stay out of trouble and just finish.
Yeah.
I think if I'm correct, like the last season of 2021 where I did GT4 and Jamie was in that as well, and Jamie kept on coming in. Me and Simon were battling out for the championship. Simon eventually won, but Jamie he kept on coming in on like 3rd position, 4th position, and in the races where Simon and me collided, or rather we did weird things, then Jamie suddenly was 2nd. He was always like on a position where you would just finish the race.
Yeah. He finished in really good positions with the benefit of other people crashing out.
So and now in hindsight, I think if I'm correct on this. You gotta remember. You gotta check. Maybe you know, but Gary was 5th last. Oh, there's someone on the grass on the left side. Where?
Who is that? Who was that?
I think it was JB.
JB.
If you saw it in the
Yeah,
flash.
that's right. Yeah.
But I think Gary was like 5th or 6th last race, and now you are pro, and if he doesn't do weird things, he will end up 2nd on the podium, which is great because now if he has not that many incidents, it's gonna be a really good result for him. It's gonna go up on the ladder as well. So I can check this. I can check this, and he was last race. He was what? Where is he?
Who are you looking for?
No, it's the wrong season. Wait.
and they take the piss out of me for getting it wrong, folks.
No. But at least I see that I have it wrong. At least I notice it.
Ooh, Stephen Walker, a lap down now. That's right, a lap down. Has had 2 visits to pit road, obviously. Unlapping himself from JB, I think. Or just overtaking him, actually. He's not unlapping himself. So that's a done deal there. And that gets him into 12th place. I mean, for someone who will be challenging for the top prize at the end of the season, every position counts now. He's on a massive recovery drive. Only, unfortunately for him, he's got 30 seconds to the next car in front of him.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's a bit too much, even for the godliness of Stephen Walker.
Yeah, it's hard if you have like this kind of punishment, and you still have to. You don't have to, but we appreciate the fact that he keeps on driving.
Oh yeah, I mean he's got to chase every point now. Has to, otherwise he'll drift to. Ooh, that's a strange line there from Matt Flannery. That's put him right into the clutches of Jason Haddington here. Let's see what happens. I was wondering about these two because they were getting inexorably closer to one another. He's got a good drive here. That's the Russell Cowell line from Matt Flannery. Bolt yourself to the inside line and defend it.
But if you bolt yourself to the inside line, and if you're if Jason would have set him up a little bit better and be a bit more aggressive on the steering angle, he would have been able to set that pass up.
Yeah.
And now I hope that he's listening to the broadcast, and I know Chris is. So Chris, tell him to turn in a little bit harder and get a 90-degree angle on it, and he's probably able to pass him.
Yeah. Ooh, they're both a bit squirrely through turn 3 there. This is one of 2 close battles. The other one is between teammates, so I'm less interested in it. This one is, well, it's just extended out, so I'm going to go to the other one because I think there's an overtake coming, maybe. Simon, oh, he's got a wobble on the curb at turn 1. That's not going to work for him.
What?
What?
You said wobble? What?
Wobble, not wobbly, wobble.
Oh, okay.
It's not all about you, you know.
I'll go back to texting then.
Alan Toon on the chat. Good evening. I hope you're enjoying what you're watching from your convalescence. Hopefully you'll get sorted soon.
I keep noticing that they hit the grass. Look at that. He's tire dipping.
Yeah.
He's tire dipping. No.
Tire dipping all the way.
We spoke about this last week, and it's just the same temperatures as
so they say. You don't know, do you? You don't know. Drivers, all liars.
If it was true, then I might have tested it already.
Oh, so you have.
So I have, and they're right.
Right then, so, I mean, really, Simon wants this position, right? He finished higher than Jamie last time. You'd want to maintain it. Although they have rules in Team Chimera
Wait, did you just say that that Simon finished higher than Jamie last week?
I thought so, yeah.
Yeah, because Jamie didn't drive
Oh
last
no, he
week.
didn't, did he? I'm thinking of the last round of the last season. Oh my god. Okay.
He's really good under brakes, but then Jamie is pulling away on the exit. But the guy, whoa, this exit of Simon is really good. If
It's
if he's
excellent.
able to get this in that right camera, and he's getting the toe right now, so he might be able to pull off a move on the inside.
Oh, this is
he's
going to be
pulling
great.
out,
This is going to be great.
side. Oh, this
No,
is so
he's
close.
not.
And then
He
you
doesn't
get,
want to take out his teammate. That's
No.
what that is.
and it's always left front and right rear in such a situation.
Yeah. And it's too much of a gamble for him, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it's on you if you hit that.
Yeah.
Spencer, by the way, already cut the deficit behind Simon in half. It was 12 seconds or 50
I
seconds.
know, it's down to 7-ish or 6.
The clock is gonna run out before we.
Yeah.
The clock is gonna run out before you arrive at them, but.
So we are on the final lap, by the way. I think we've just finished, actually.
Oh, yeah, it's fun. No,
we did it again.
Simon won the race, yay!
Hey, woo!
I thought it was a 45-minute race.
No, 40 minutes.
Why do
I just looked up and I was like, oh dear. So, Team Chimera, formation finish. Spencer, much delayed, over the line in 5th. Scott Malcolm has done a great job in 6th.
And then the better of the walkers.
The better of the walkers is in 7th, comes over the line. Arno, done a great job actually, Arno.
Why do we miss everything tonight?
I don't know, I blame you.
That's fair enough.
Roger Morton, doing a bit of early celebration. You'll get a 1x for that, because not everybody's finished.
Hold on, Matt.
And now everybody has finished.
Bloody 2 nights in a row and you beat me both times. Nah, but
So we had a lot of excitement tonight.
That was
with
just
the weird-
bonkers again.
With
What
the
was
weird
that, Rob?
penalties.
Yeah, I didn't expect that, to be honest. The pit road here is a bit strange, and we're going to have to talk to a few people about that, to be fair. Stephen and Spencer being standout people to talk to about that. So let's have a look at what we've got in terms of a race finish. So
yeah.
here we go, folks. So round 4 of the BSTV TCR Challenge, season 11 at Road Atlanta Short. Sam Blees is your race winner. This feels a lot so far like last week, but it's not going to be like that after I say his name. For Geodesic Racing was your race winner. In second, Gary Craig for BSTV Esports. Third place in the last podium position, Jamie Wilson tonight for Team Chimera, and his teammate finished 4th, Simon Trendle. Spencer McCarthy finished 5th for Geodesic Racing after a penalty. Scott Malcolm finished 6th for Ignium Motorsports, reading the wrong line. Tony Walker in 7th for Spectre 6. Arnaud Chenonnier in 8th for RWC Racing Red. In 9th was Roger Morton for Safeguard by Result, and rounding out 10th place, Matt Flannery for Geodesic Racing White. Then we had Jason Haddington in 11th, Stephen Walker, last season's champion, in 12th, JB Dejoux in 13th, David Ayres in 14th, Andrew Littler in 15th, 16th was Chris Needham, 17th, but did not race, Jason Morris. So
No, he had an incident on the first race.
he did, but he didn't race in the second race. See what I did there?
Yeah. No?
No? Okay. So, I've got a few buttons to press. So, whilst I'm pressing said buttons, why don't you tell me your thoughts about those 2 races?
Yeah, well, the first race, as we mentioned, I think several times, was like a copy of the first race on Brazil on Interlagos. 3 guys, really quick compared to the others, like 3 or 4 tenths quicker per lap. And behind that, we got the battles in the we got like the midfield battle going on between Gary. What was it? Who was it again? Simon was right on his rear in the beginning, and then Gary started pulling away a little bit. And in the mid track, it was such a competitive field the whole time. We saw overtakes, we saw a lot of incidents, which is quite weirdly doesn't happen that often in this league. Usually it's a little bit cleaner. And as you can see, folks, we're now watching a replay of cars which are standing still in the start. It's one of the big perks of cameraman.
I can speed it up anytime you like. Okay.
And on the second race, especially the first, well, let's say 10 laps, it was chaotic. We saw faster cars moving through the field. We saw a great tactic by, I think, Sam, by letting Steven get past him. But then again, also knowing that Steven would mess up and would fail the pit entry or exit. All jokes aside, I think that he did the proper thing by letting Steven by so he could run another extra lap. In the end, it wouldn't have mattered. We saw Jamie and Simon on a really good battle. Roger, we saw on a couple battles as well. Tried to stay off on the first corner, tried to avoid that little contact with. Help me out here. Was it Scott?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it was Scott.
I think it was Scott as well. Yeah.
But like an unfortunate moment, he did everything he could. But in general, a top-notch driving by every driver.
Yeah, well said. And as you say that, we will bring in our race 2 winner, which must feel very like last week for Sam Blease, folks. So good evening, Sam Blease.
Good evening, guys.
Geodesic-wise, both a good and a bad week. Spencer got himself a penalty, did he?
No, he accidentally took a tyre.
Oh.
And then accidentally took 2 more.
Oh.
So he only did one stop, no penalty. But
no, he did. He did
twice.
Oh dear! Right, okay.
Yeah, so he was stationary for 43 seconds compared to 12 for me.
Which is what I thought was a penalty.
Yeah,
you would, wouldn't you, when it goes over a minute? But there you go.
So just to warn you, Sam, if you're gonna watch the broadcast back, we missed out on everything. So
okay, that's
a little bit, yeah. Anyway,
that's part of the charm,
isn't it? You got plenty of footage, but so race 1, you where did you finish? Third,
yeah.
Yeah. And a bit of a brawl, to be honest. It was a bit like the last week. So close, the racing. So close. Yeah. Great car positioning. Tactics really aren't included in race 1, are they? It's just drive to the flag, race it. You did a great job. You and Spencer are so fast in this car, and Stephen is for so much your closest competitor. You know, you can't disagree with that. But both of them, Spencer and Stephen, had a terrible race too, in theory.
Yeah, and it was. I think Stevens was a pit lane speeding penalty.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Because it was on the exit, he had to serve it. He had to come in again to serve it. And yeah, Spencer just hit the tyres, so I got lucky. I think last week I had the pace to maybe not outright beat, but I was certainly on pace with Spencer and Stephen. This week I was a little bit slower.
Yeah.
So I was hanging on in the first race and waiting for a mistake and, you know, trying to pick up the fastest lap. But if it absolutely came down to it, I was a 10th off, maybe. So in the second race, I got lucky coming through the sort of traffic at the start, so I was able to get a bit of a lead. But I knew Stephen was going to catch me, and I wanted to save fuel anyway, so I was sort of saving pretty much straight away. And then as soon as he got to me, I let him through, tried to do some saving, and sort of if it was a good lap, I would finish it and try and get the fastest lap, which I think I did in the end. But if it was,
you did.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Nice.
Yeah.
And if not, I would just do a big fuel save. But in the end, yeah, it didn't matter. I think probably I wasn't saving enough for it to have made much difference. I mean, certainly my stationary time was no faster than Well, it was much slower than Jamie's and Simon's and stuff. So obviously we don't have representative times for Spencer or Stephen. But
No.
I don't think I was saving. I was saving enough to gain a significant actual advantage in the strategy at the end. But it didn't matter in the end. Yeah. So it
No.
was just like bringing it home and trying not to get any more incidents.
Yeah, and, well, how many incidents did you end up on? Because I don't get to see them.
I had 2 in the final race and 3 in the first race, or 2 in the first race.
Oh, okay, that's not so bad then. Other people, if you believe what I'm seeing on the screen from SDK's perspective, which is a complete lie, have done a lot worse than that. So,
I've got the numbers if you want. So I actually had 1 in the first race and 2 in the second race.
oh right, well that's pretty lean, isn't it? That's good. That's excellent, especially around this track because you can attract some 1Xs in strange places around here.
It's only a 1 minute lap, and you can do 2 a lap quite
Yeah,
comfortably.
yeah, and it's easy to do them as well. Wobbly's never driven this version of this track, which means, and I've been saying
I
it
did
repeatedly.
it on Monday. You keep saying that, but I did ride
In
like 20 laps
officials,
on
in
Monday.
officials, it doesn't count if you're doing it in a practice, does it?
It's
Really?
it's much better than the long circuit.
Isn't
in
it?
my opinion. It's harder to overtake.
yeah.
But it's more fun to drive.
Yeah.
And that's definitely not because I hate the left-hander onto the...
Oh, how many
And I
times
hate the
have you?
right-hand
How many times have you speared off into that left-hand wall after that left-hander?
Not too many. I'm just
What?
really slow, which is probably
right.
why I haven't crashed. So it's just like I lose 2/10 there, and I lose 2/10 coming out of the right-hander.
Right.
But I'm really,
yeah.
well, not really. I'm quick on the rest of it.
Right.
So like, it's a frustrating track for me normally, and this track, this layout is better. I still don't say it's one of my favourites, but I think it's the most physical track we've ever done. Because you're
Oh right, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Physically, like my arms are much more dead than they were even last year with the longer racing.
Right.
It's just that left-hander, you're constantly fighting it. In fact, that's true of turn 1, the final corner, and the long left-hander up the hill, the sort of cut through.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
just really
okay.
nice. And it's fast as well, so it's like it's high speed. So you're having to throw it in quite precisely and hold it. So yeah.
No, well, great track selection then from the Fellowship of the G String. We're just watching one of the Chimera cars going very sideways in front of Gary Craig there on the broadcast. But yeah, great racing again. Any shout outs you want to make?
I would like to say commiserations to Spencer and Stephen, but thank you to both of their pit crews for fucking up whatever they fucked up. As always, thanks to you guys for hosting and putting it on. It's we wouldn't be here without you guys, and it is very, very good racing. So it's always good to have the same group of guys coming out, and hopefully we can build the numbers up a little bit. But it's always good racing every week. So thank you for that.
Awesome stuff. In that case, we'll see you next time round. Sam Blees.
Cheers, guys. Thank you very much.
Right, there's quite a queue forming. Spencer's muted, so we're going to skip him. Oh, no, he's not. Right, okay,
Let's get,
so...
wait.
Whoa, go on.
Let's get to the top 3 first.
In the second one or the first one?
The one which counts.
The second one, right. So Gary is coming in next.
It was a Gary, sorry.
Yeah, Gary finished second. You remember the race, don't you?
No, I don't remember.
You don't remember the race, okay. Welcome to the booth, Gary Craig.
Hi, is this the local bar? And is there
It
lots of
is,
drinking
yes.
going on?
Yes. Only on one side of the English Channel, that is, of course.
Oh, okay, you look after him, Wobbly. He gets a bit leery.
Yeah, he gets icky hands.
Icky hands, yeah.
Hands,
Yeah, icky. I'm a bit icky. Anyway, so you must feel a bit like Moses.
Well, I mean, which bit?
No, yeah.
He does have the bun for it.
He does, yeah. He does have a bun, yeah. Man bun. But second place in the feature race, the more serious point scoring race. Why did you finish in the first race? Fourth?
Fourth, yeah.
Fourth, yeah.
Both races score the same points.
Yeah, oh, right. Really? Is that how that works?
We know that.
Yeah, we did, yeah. Whatever.
You organised the league, of course you know that.
Yeah, of course. So Spencer decided to gift you a position. Stephen Walker decided to gift you lots of positions, in theory, in the point scoring exercise in race 2. In race 1, you had it very much like last week, didn't you? Apart from Matt Elmore wasn't crawling all over you.
Yeah, I mean, race 1, I just had to really keep going, not making mistakes, because Simon was there or thereabouts for a long time, and then right at the end of the race, it feels like his car just came alive, and he started doing like really quick laps for the last couple of laps. I think a couple of more laps, and he would have been really having a good chance of sending it on me. So I think the first race ended just in time. Race 2, unfortunate incident with Simon. I don't know what I could have done different there. I was as far on the inside as I could, I think, and I think he was probably just blindsided being right behind Spencer. But hopefully he sees it that way as well. I don't think I could have done much else different there. But apologies if there is. I don't think I could have done there. But if you'd have asked me after 5 minutes whether I would get a podium or not, I would have definitely said no. Not just because of the 3 guys in front were half second a lap faster, but also I hadn't changed fuel. So I started with 25 litres instead of 30. So my entire race was about building a gap to the guys behind to make up for having to take an extra 5 litres of fuel in the pit stop.
Oh, wow.
So that was mine. So I couldn't just relax with that, with a bit of a gap. I had to push and push to make sure I kept that gap when I took more fuel. So it was actually more interesting than it would seem driving on my own for 40 minutes there after the initial laps.
Yeah, it must have been. And I mean, you had a huge gap to overcome in the second race to Sam Blease, didn't you?
Well, I did ask if he wanted to do a joker lap around the pork chop. And he wasn't up for it for some reason.
Why not? It's a given, isn't it?
I know.
This is my favourite track on iRacing, and it's Sam said it in his interview. This is the more exciting version of the track because you don't get any time off. In the longer version, as you come out of the pork chop leg, you've got quite a long not straight, haven't you? This one, you don't have that.
Yeah, that's right. It's a fun layout of the track, and there is a bit of an art to getting that shortcut right, because it's tricky to get the turning correct so that you can get on the throttle early, hold it tight enough, and not scrub your tyres, and then not run too wide if you have too much speed. I think it's a very difficult place to get right to carry the speed and not do permanent damage. So it's it makes it interesting. The only thing it takes away, perhaps, is a bigger chance of an overtake because you don't have that draft for as long. And I don't know if we really saw much overtaking because of it, but it was a fun track to drive, certainly.
We certainly saw some excuse me, people getting it wrong going into that chicane. The final chicane before the final turn.
Yeah.
And there was a bit of drafting. It was really, from our perspective, about the line that you took through turn 5, which is the long right-hander leading into turn 6, which is the finish of the right-hander before you get down into the chicane. The
shortcut.
The shortcut, yeah. That some people were taking early on tight lines, Stephen being one of them. Lots of people were taking wide lines through there. And as we watch Simon Trennell going sideways around turn 1 in slow motion. But there was definitely an optimal line for the different types of car as I was noticing it. But you guys will see it better. I'm looking forward to doing some officials with you across the weekend in this because I think that'll be cool. Obviously, it's a full track in the officials. Any shout outs you want to make before we let you go?
Yeah, to you for doing the broadcast. Unfortunately, Russ couldn't make it tonight. I know he's had more illness issues, so hopefully all his family are feeling better soon. Unfortunately, Cap couldn't make it for the same reason. I know he was looking forward to battling it out on track, but we get drop weeks for a reason, so good to be fighting with him next week. Hopefully everyone's feeling better. Again, apologies to Simon if that was me, but I think it was just a racing incident, and good win there for the guys at the front. They're just that bit quicker still, so well done to them.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with Wobbly. Yeah, I don't like agreeing with Wobbly, just like I don't like agreeing with Clyde. But
so I got this one thing I want to tell you, Gary. So did you know that Joseph Stalin was from
Georgia? Oh dear.
Sorry, what was that? Joseph Stalin's what?
From Georgia. But Wobbly doesn't understand that Georgia is a country as well as a county.
Just watch The
State.
Death of Stalin. It's a fantastically accurate historical drama.
Nice. Off you go, Wobbly. If you can do that
Bye.
now, that'd be great. Yeah, brilliant. In that case, we'll see you. Where are we next? I can't even remember.
A racetrack somewhere. I
A
think it might be-
racetrack somewhere on the planet.
It might be Imola.
Yeah, I think it is. We will probably see you at Imola then, maybe.
Excellent.
Awesome.
It is.
FYI, you'll probably find this out sometime over the weekend, but the top 2 in the championship are tied on points now.
Oh.
No, he's gonna find out that like after 6 races.
Yeah. I'll tune in later. Yeah, it's fine.
So,
Awesome.
Spencer and Sam tied on same amount of points.
Oh,
now.
that's a bit tasty, that like. But okay, in that case, we will see you next time out. Great, Gary Craig.
Thank you, guys.
Right. So, who are we getting next? Who do you want?
Wait, Sin. It's like 16,000 guys in there.
Yeah, I know. There's loads of them.
We got Sam. We had Gary. My preference goes to either Jamie or Spencer.
Spencer's muted.
No, but I think he's just not saying anything. He's never muted.
Well, if he wants to be rude. So this time we're going to get in for your interviewing pleasure, Wobbly, Jamie Wilson.
Then I gotta stop texting.
Yeah, you do. Put your phone down.
Welcome, Jamie. Congratulations on your fifth position, mate.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That looked quite spicy at the end with you and Simon.
Yeah. Yeah, they've added a new clear coat feature to the paints, and I think I should like melt the Honda shape off the back of it.
So how was it driving the Honda? I mean, it's a pain, or is it? It's fun. It's a fun car. That's what it is.
Yeah. I mean, Simon will give you a different answer to that. So, he's struggling with it just at the moment. So
I feel like you guys are especially struggling in the beginning of the races, where you don't get heat into the tires.
yeah, that's always been a bit of a trait with the car. It does take a bit of persuasion to get it going, but once it's up, it's usually kind of fine. That's what she said. Anyone? No. So.
You just gotta stick it in every hole you got.
Oi!
Yeah. Every hole's a goal. So the
Unless she says no.
what are we talking about? So the the particular handling characteristics of the Honda are basically such that it's a bit naff sort of coming out of slow corners in particular, and it's slow to warm up its tyres. So the way to get around that is to basically suck it up in that sort of context for both of those, and then just be as brave as you can be on the brakes and try and sort of force the car into the corners, really, and try and carry as much speed as you can, more so than the other cars. You have to kind of throw it around a bit more.
And the first race, help me out a bit. Where did you end up? 5th, 6th?
Would have been 6th-ish.
6th, right? So, is there any difference of an approach for you on the sprint races and the feature race?
No, not really. That was the first one I've done with the new format, because obviously I was away last week.
Yeah.
But, so it was interesting doing standing start as well, because I hadn't really done that much practice of that, so that was a bit of an adventure. And Pete, you know what I'm like with standing starts in the V8. But I seem to be all right in this car, so that's fine. But no, not in particular. The first race was a bit kind of lonely. I kind of made a little mistake early on, which just put me off the back of everyone else, and I was just kind of tootling around. And
the new format, the 2 races with the standing starts, does it suit you, or do you prefer the old one?
Any, really. I don't really mind. I think the standing start thing was a positive change, just because rolling starts just take forever, and there's no benefit to it anymore, now that it's not multi-class for us. So it made sense in the GT4 days, obviously, but it's kind of a legacy of that it was still there. But, at the same time, do I miss the hour races? Maybe a little bit. But this is overall the best, solution for the challenges that we're all facing. So works for me. So.
Well, good job on your 3rd place, man. Congratulations on that, and as well on the 6th place. You did get shuffled back a bit. You fought back through the field. Still a good result.
Yeah, I had some slippity slide on the brakes into the chicane.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, it was class.
Yeah, again, that's the cold tyres, and just my car was set up in an absolutely bizarre way because it's such a heavily, biased circuit towards turning right a lot. It's completely asymmetrical and everything, and that under heavy braking on cold tyres caught me out, so that was a bit of a shame.
You did have a nice save on it.
Oh, of course, yeah. It was annoying because my target was to beat Gary, as it always is, and I failed, so...
Anyway, good job on your result, mate. Do you want to give a shout out to your sponsors or to Pete?
I can shout at Pete.
Yeah.
Count.
Yeah. You should.
No, thanks to you guys always for putting it on, and yeah, thanks to Simon for not just murdering me. He showed some restraint there. He knows I've raced him obviously over many years, and he would be well inclined in that situation to just biff me off or whatever, because I'm that annoying to pass. But no, he didn't. So fair enough. Good stuff. Kept it exciting.
Good on you, mate. Congratulations on your result.
Cheers, guys.
Cool. Right. Okay. Who is going to be next? I'm going to try and bring in Mr. McCarthy. I don't know whether he's actually listening to us or not. He is. He is. Welcome to the booth, Spencer.
Thank you. There's a bit of background noise, so
Yeah.
if you hear anything.
No worries. That's fine. So, race 1. Should we talk
Did you
about
see
that?
Hemorrhoids?
No, he said he had noises in the background. Oh my God, Wobbly, what do you hear?
I've cut a special hole in the seat, just in the right place. Just
Oh, excellent! Yeah, just to let them dangle through.
Yeah.
But anyway, so race 1, good result.
Yes.
Very
It was
competitive.
good.
Must have felt very much like last week.
Yes, like constant. I mean, yeah, the three of us were just literally, hundredths of a second.
Yeah.
Lap on lap on lap on lap, and then obviously Stephen got pretty close and made a dive up the inside. I spoke to him after about it. I think, I kind of think looking back, I thought I could have given him like another quarter of a car's width through there. I mean, there was a 0x, but I mean, I think once I
That's
worked
racing
out the line,
though with you three, isn't it? You
Yeah.
posted last week. You had 6 0x's. It was just bonkers and fantastic. It must be exhilarating to race like that.
It is. It's quite sweaty, obviously.
Yeah.
It's quite a lot of work, a lot of focus, and hence, this season being sort of 20-minute race ones, that kind of, that's you can be focused for 20 minutes. But for the second race, 40 minutes, I think we all kind of like just step back, maybe like 1 or 2%.
Yeah.
Just from that focus, because 40 minutes is a long time to stay that sort of focus, and ran a track like this, and obviously my problem today was the pit stop. So,
Yeah, tell us about that, because I thought you got a penalty, but Sam was saying you didn't.
Well, I didn't unselect tyres, stupidly enough. I did on the first race, because I normally go through a rhythm of kind of like unselecting stuff when I'm sitting on the grid, and I just didn't, for some reason didn't, and then I got into the race and was like, oh, hang on a minute, there's like no respite around here, and I've got to now try and set my fuel.
Were you thinking? Yeah. Were you thinking about your Christmas presents?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I do that.
Yeah. So I did the fuel, which took about 3 laps to do the fuel, because you're adjusting a little bit at a time, and you've only got like 5-second window at any given lap. And then I just completely forgot to unselect the tyres. Which is very
Right.
stupid. So I changed one tyre, so I got in, it went up in the air, straight away hit the button to deselect tyres, but obviously it was changing the front left. And then for some reason it dropped me down, and rather than letting me go, it then put me back in the air again and changed the same tyre again.
Yeah.
And then dropped me down
Samsung.
again and
Yeah.
went.
What? Is that a glitch?
I don't know. I mean, I'm looking at the chat box, because it, when you put your kind of like cancel your tyres, you put it in the chat box, and it only had that in there once, so I don't quite understand.
That's very
But
odd.
the other weird thing is, at the end of the race, I looked at my tyre wear, and at the front left was the lowest worn tyre, so it was down at like 72%, compared to all the others in the 90s. So I'm like, hang on, that was changed twice. So I wonder whether they took off. They put a new one on and went, nah, let's put the old one back on.
Yeah, why not?
Exactly.
Looks fine to us.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure you're still very competitive, because last week was a very successful week, and I think Gary has alluded to leaking the top
The
of the
unofficial-
table. With
the
you and
unofficial
Sam
point.
equal.
Yeah, it's round 2.
There's
like
loads
this
to go out in
proves-
there.
Yeah, this proves anything can happen. We can all have silly issues, and
Yeah.
then there'll be more of them as the season goes on. So
Too
no, it's
right.
good. Really competitive. It's good.
Anybody you want to shout out to, thank, etc.?
My daughter for telling me all about Roadblock.
Oh,
Was our
excellent.
friend all the way through. Well, she has been talking to me all the way through the race.
That's going to cost you a fortune, you know that, don't you?
I know, yeah, unicorns, level 10
Yeah.
unicorns, all sorts of stuff. So
Yeah.
shout out to that, really.
Well,
Roblox.
and bye bye to your bank account.
Indeed.
Yeah. Anybody else wobbly for being annoying?
Can't be talking.
Wobbly for. I mean, hopefully, I did prove that I am a terrible driver after my pit stop today, Wobbly.
The funny thing is, I wanted to give you another compliment, but then I said, no, he was way too happy with the other one, so I'm not going to give it to him.
Yeah, nice.
That's
Cool.
funny.
Thanks a lot, guys.
No worries. We'll see you at Imola next time out, and
Yes.
hopefully that doesn't screw you up in the pit stop.
No, it should be fine.
Cool.
It's a long pit lane, though, but yeah.
Yeah,
Plenty of
it
time
is,
to think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Thank you very much, Spencer McCarthy.
Cheers.
So, the list of interviewees grows ever smaller. Do you want to interview Stephen or shall I?
I can do Steven if you do Scott.
You're going to do Stephen, that's what I heard. So, here is, for your interview pleasure, Wobbly, Stephen Walker.
So, Steven, drive of shame. You got no game.
Yeah, basically. I took the pit limiter off coming out of the pits probably a couple of milliseconds just before I was allowed to, and it's just before I got to the hill, it was like, you have a penalty. You need to surf it. I was like, no.
No way.
Because I felt I was in with a shout of winning that race. We would have had a good battle at the end of the race anyway.
I think you were well in the right trajectory for at least having to fight for it, maybe even win it and pull it over the line.
Yeah, possibly. Bit
And the first race looked a bit hectic. Spencer won that race, right? He became second, and Sam was third. How was that race? How was that drive?
It was good. When we were doing practice, I wasn't expecting to be as quick as Sam and Spencer because I wasn't. But he put his tune or his setup in the thingy, so I just used that, and I went quicker. So I don't think I would have been there without that. But on the other side of that, it was a really good race. I just got a bad start. I think if I hadn't have got a bad start, I might have won that as well. But like my initial launch was good. It was the second phase that let me down a bit, and that's when Spencer got ahead of me. And then I think I only really had one real opportunity to make a move, but it was into the first corner, and I didn't really want to overtake him there as well. And anywhere else at any point in the race would have been just like the world's worst send. I didn't want to do that, obviously, 'cause if we'd gone out, that would have put Sam ahead. And trying to think about the long game and everything, I'm happy with the first race. It was really, really good. I was happy with my pace in the second race. It was a great race. The first few laps were crazy, getting past everyone, and then it kind of quietened down. And then I feel like Sam let me go and he was just saving fuel. But yeah, it was a bit strategic, but I did feel overall I had a really good pace. I was quite happy with how I drove. Pit stop stuff happens, so there's nothing you can do. Hopefully it'll balance out towards the end of the season. But it was great racing. It was a great track to race.
If you can make it like the 12 complete races, then with your bet, your worst result will drop off anyway.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult. Obviously, everyone's really good. Racing Sam and Spencer every week is probably one of the most difficult things I've done in terms of like racing. You've got to be on the ball, and like the mistake in the pit was me trying to gain an advantage during the pit and trying to do too many things at once. So that's on me. I need to figure that out.
Too many things at once. Yeah, you have to do like 3 things: brake, pit limiter, stop, start driving again. That's the only thing.
Yeah. I've got to breathe. I've got to use my hands. I've got to use my arms. I've got to read. I've got to look at the screen with my eyes and process that. My brain's working, mate. I'm doing about 50 million things at once.
So, from my perspective, Stephen, we said it a few times in race 1 and a number of times in race 2. Your lines through corners are really very precise. You get really good approaches to corners. Your braking is exceptional in terms of positioning your car ready to take the apex at the most optimal speed. I guess tonight was just really frustrating for you.
Was, but even then, I still feel like overall I'm happy with how I drove. Yeah, obviously I had the one mistake that cost me quite a lot of points, but in terms of lap time and consistency, that's probably the best I've driven for a while.
It looked brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm still getting used to this car, and this is a track that I've always really, really, really liked. I wasn't saying that on Monday after we did the first practice session. I was like, this was a stupid idea. And then we did the official last night, and I had a really good race with Sam and Spencer, and then Andreas Bachmann as well. I know obviously that's the longer track and this is a short track, but a lot of it, there's only one corner different on the short. You know, you take the shortcut around on this track, so I think that helps as well. I did feel confident. It's the best I felt in the car so far. I'm still getting used to it. I was still trying to drive it like the Audi, and you can't really do that. Yeah, you've got to carry the corner speed. I was trying to teach my brother, like, he had a really good race, particularly in the second race.
He did,
so
yeah.
I was just trying to
7th place, that's great.
Yeah.
We called him the better of the walker.
Well,
you
he
did
was
about
in that second
600
race,
times. Yeah.
I kept
To him,
repeating
this
it.
race was super easy. It was barely an inconvenience. You know, he did really well. So it was good fun. It was really good fun all around it. I hope there was a lot of racing up and down the field. It sounded like there was, so I'll have to watch it back.
Okay, good man. Anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, obviously you guys turning up, doing a commentary. Super appreciate that. Sam and Spencer, the rest of the guys. Hope my teammates get better, and my brother for having a really good race. And on the guys that we were lapping as well, they were really aware, and I felt that's something that I've had an issue with in the past. So I just want to say thanks for them to keeping their eye out and stuff. That's really good to see, particularly on a really tight, twisty, small track. So I really appreciate that from them guys.
All right, cool, mate. Well, congratulations on your first result, and not congratulations on your second result.
Thanks, mate.
Hope to see you soon, mate.
Yeah, see you later, guys. Thank you.
So, question for you, Wobbly. Have we already interviewed Jamie Wilson? Because I can't remember.
We have.
That's good then. Because that means we've only got one left.
How can you not remember this?
I don't know. I've got the memory of a goldfish. So
why should we interview Gary again? Why not?
Why not? Yeah, I mean, it was interesting the first time. Can you have too much interesting conversation? I don't know. What I do know is, good evening to Scott Malcolm. Welcome back to BSTV. He's not there, is he? He is there.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Hey. Hi.
Wake up, Scott.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Welcome from sunny Scotland. So, first race, you had a come in together at turn 1. I think it was very much, from what we saw, a racing incident. 2 cars approaching the apex trajectory from very different angles and coming together, and you fared the worst. Ended up finishing 11th. Second race, you scythed your way through the field, up 5 positions from your start, ended up 6th. Great result.
Yeah, I kind of was surprised at that, especially when you look at the guys that's in this field and the speed that they've got. So I just thought I'd just wing it tonight, see what happens.
Well, it certainly worked out for you. We saw you do some really good overtakes throughout that race. None of them were gifted to you, apart from Stephen Walker in the second race, because he ended up with a penalty, so you sailed past him whilst he was in pit road. But everybody else, you fought yourself forward, and you did some really good clean overtakes. Any that stand out in your mind?
No, not that I can remember. I'll let you look back the. I'll let you watch back the podcast later. I think there was. No, to be honest, I can't even remember what I did about 5 minutes ago.
Sounds like a day in my life. So, Ignium Motorsports. Tell us about Ignium.
Well, I wanted to join a team that was like concentrated more on the TCR. Like with Team Mad, they were like going down the GT3 route and all that, and I wasn't. I wouldn't say I was getting any help or any backup, but I was like just going to the leagues of my own, and I thought, I think I maybe need a change here. I'd noticed the Ignium drivers running in leagues that I'd been running them before. They were on the kind of my kind of pace. So I seen an advert in one of the Discord forums. I said, right, I'm going to contact them, see what they say. Next thing I know, signed me up, and that was it.
Right, that's very good. And in terms of, because you joined us way back, you were an asymmetric driver, weren't you?
No.
No?
No.
Where did you come from? I can't remember.
I was with Team Mad, and I did drive for Result a couple of times.
Oh, no,
as well.
you did. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you drove for Safeguard, I think, or Result Clothing,
Yeah,
one of the two.
that was it.
Yeah.
The Work Guard team.
Yeah. Work Guard, that's right. So, yeah, glad to have you back. You've clearly not lost any of your edge, and you've done a great job tonight. Anybody you'd like to shout out to before we let you go?
That's just going to be all you guys for putting on this series and giving it your time to podcast it and talk your rubbish on the stream, which is usually quite funny. And obviously the rest of the drivers in the league. Yeah, good to be back.
And great to have you back, and we'll hopefully see you next week at Imola. I know you were tied up last week. The championship is kind of still open. I know Geodesic are crowding out the team one, but the individual is still up for grabs. So we're looking forward to the rest of the season. And we're looking forward to seeing you racing with us, Scott Malcolm.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, mate.
So, another week done, and another similar series of results for Geodesic Racing. Sam Blees winning the second race, Spencer winning the first, although coming a little a cropper with his pit crew, who all need to be fired instantly for Spencer McCarthy. Let's talk about the next most coveted prize in the whole of motorsport. It is driver of the meeting. Have you had deep and meaningful thoughts about this one, Wobbly?
I'm still recovering from what Scott said.
I also am as well. He's.
But I did think about it.
Oh, go on then.
Yeah, so I've been debating either to give it to Sam.
Oh. Voting for
Sam,
a winner?
Yeah. I mean, I don't make those weird Clyde rules.
Well, this is true.
But I've been debating if I want to go for Sam because he was third in the first race and was flawless in the last race. But then again, my vote is going to Tony.
Oh. Why?
Because he had a really good race, and I feel like if he's able to put on this performance every week, he's gonna at least go for a top 5 someday soon.
Right. So I was considering maybe Scott Malcolm. He's done a good job on his return to a BSTV league. I was thinking maybe a Jamie Wilson because he got a podium in the more difficult car to drive, the Honda. I don't think he's growing fonder of it, regardless of what Stephen Walker says. But then I migrated towards the Tony Walker, but not for the same reason that you are. I've migrated to the Tony Walker decision because it gives him bragging rights in his own family. Because in his second race, he's absolutely annihilated his brother, hasn't he?
And he's the better walker.
He's the better walker. And therefore, for the second week running, and this has never been seen before, I am also going to vote for Tony Walker. I could update the standings as we speak because I've been taught how to do that. So I am no longer a driver of the meeting point application pleb. I know exactly what I need to do. I'm just not going to do it just yet. So, tonight's been another exciting weekend. I've, at periods in the race, not known where to point the cameras because there's been that much battling going on. I think this has been a great choice of track. Again, like I said, the Fellowship of the G-String decided, and that's the community by the way, independently which tracks to drive this season, including some of the official tracks. This is an adjustment on the official track. It's the shorter version, and I think it's done us great in terms of creating entertaining racing. I think Sam Blease has run away with the most points over the week, of everybody, and has drawn level with his race team partner. I couldn't think of the words. I'm that tired. But I'm going to draw the broadcast to a close. I'm going to say thank you to everybody that's watched, everybody that's raced, and to Wobbly, believe it or not, regardless of what he was saying throughout the broadcast. And hand you over to Wobbly to do the same before we see you next week, same time, for our races 5 and 6 from Imola. Over to you, Wobbly.
Yeah, thanks for watching for all the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 maybe guys, and to the others, other drivers who are watching it back. We're sorry that we missed everything, and it's all Pete's fault. That's about it.